What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And before we get into today's video, I just want to say if you're a fan of those Legends of the Game, I would definitely recommend subscribing to the channel because that's all I focus on. Also, guys, if this is content that you enjoy, I would greatly appreciate it if you would posterize that like button. And with that being said, let's get right into today's video. So, guys, I just want to say, I've not really posted much the past couple of days, and it's just I've been doing the holiday thing. But I'm still doing the request builds and things of that nature. Don't worry, I'm still going to be doing those going forward. I just took some time to be with family and friends and things like that due to the holidays, and being people that I don't really get to see much of due to the whole situation with the virus and things of that nature. And I really want to wish and hope that each and every one of you are having a safe and happy holidays and that you have a wonderful new year. Yeah, but with that being said, guys, let's get right into this video. So, guys, if you were to say Patrick Ewing was the soul of that early 90s Knicks squad, I would definitely have to say that John Starks was the heart. I don't know. For me, when I think of Patrick Ewing, I automatically think of John Starks, right? They go hand in hand. To me, that was one of one of my favorite duos to watch. Essentially, John Starks, he was a really really good player, and it's crazy when you think back, and a lot of people may remember him for the headbutt or kicking the ball or things like that. And he was, there were times that he may have lost his cool in the game. But I think that same drive that drove him to do those sort of things is also what drove him to be the player that he was. Because essentially, I mean, Starks was someone that a lot of, that he was undrafted. He got a shot with the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors had a young Mitch Richmond, so they really didn't see a need to have Starks, right? And Starks really kind of fell off, and I think he played in the CBA for a while, and then it was like I think it was like 90, maybe 91. I'm pretty sure it was 90 though. He got called. He basically was offered a spot with the Knicks, and I mean that's it, guys. I mean, he came in, and he wasn't a starter right away, but I mean he within a couple of years, I mean he became a starter. He was an all-star. I think he made an all defensive team. I think so. I think it was 92, 93, I believe. Maybe 91, 92, the dates. It's been a while, guys, and it's one of those things that some of the dates, the years, I should say, it may not be 100%, but I know he made an all defensive team either 91, 92, but I'm pretty sure it was 92, 93. Probably should check these facts a little bit before I make these videos, but it's one of those things that, it was the era that I was watching basketball, and, it's just one of those things that I just kind of remember it how I remember it sometimes. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but, John Starks, guys, if you've never seen him play, I would definitely recommend, just going, checking out some of his highlights. I mean, the guy was really good. He was a really good finisher, and he was a good 3-point shooter, and he was solid on defense, right? You're not going to make an all defensive team if you're not pretty good on defense, and he definitely was. So, but with that being said, guys, let's go ahead. Let's get right into this build. So, of course, guys, with the John Starks build, you know it's going to be blue, and it's going to be green more than likely. You could probably go green and red because, like I said, he was good on defense. But I feel like, to me, the two pie charts I would recommend using is either the Hall of Fame shooting and or Hall of Fame shooting and finishing, I should say, or the mostly finishing with a little bit less shooting. And that's the actual pie chart that I'm going to use because John Starks, man, he could dunk, really, really well. He was listed at 6'5", but guys, I got to be honest. I mean, I think the guy was probably 6'3", you know, maybe 6'4", but I don't think he was a true 6'5". I really don't. And it's kind of like players from that era, right? I mean, a lot of players they that they oversold their size. Barkley did that. And there was just a lot of players of that era that did that. So it's not a big thing. It's just I really think that he may have been closer to 6'3" than he was to 6'5". But we're definitely going to go with the mostly finishing with a little bit less shooting. And guys, as always, when I do these builds with any kind of shooting in them, I mainly focus on the pure speed pie chart, simply because, I mean, it just destroys your speed. And for this, guys, we're going to go close shot. We're going to go driving layup. And then we're going to go driving dunk. And then we're going to take our standing dunk up to 51 just to get that 16th finishing badge. And then we're going to go ahead, we're going to max out let me go down. We're going to max out our mid-range, I should say. And then our three-point shot, of course, and our free throw. And then we're going to take our post fade up to 64 just to get that 17th shooting badge. And then we're going to take our pass accuracy up to 70. And we're going to go ahead and max out our ball handling. And then we're going to max out our perimeter defense, our lateral quickness, our steal, and our block. And then we're going to max out our defensive rebounding. And then the remaining we'll put on our offensive rebounding. So if you look at this, guys, we're going to have a really, really good badge layout of 16 finishing, 17 shooting, 9 playmaking, and 7 defensive and rebounding badges. So it's a really, really good badge layout. Body type doesn't matter. Of course, 6'5", listed weight was 180, I believe. Now here, guys, this is where you can change it up from the way that I do the build if you wish. If you wanted to leave it here, you certainly could. I could definitely understand that. If you wanted to max it out to get that dunking, that Starks was definitely capable of doing, you could do that as well. But the way that I'm going to do this build is I'm going to do this build like this. I'm just going to leave the wingspan at 81.5. And then with this, guys, you've got all these options, right? You've got lockdown that you could choose. You got slasher. You've got spot up. Now, if you wanted to do this build, like if you play on the courts, for instance, and you wanted more of a catfish build, you could definitely do this spot up shooter, and that would really be, it would really kind of throw everyone off, right? Because, you're essentially going to be a slasher that's going to have a spot up, shooting takeover. So, we'll go with slashing, simply because slashing, guys, I mean, as you know, it's definitely an overpowered takeover. But like I said, that spot up, that would definitely make it more of a catfish build. You'd really throw some people off, and which with slasher, I'm pretty sure that's pretty well known. So it's not going to be a huge shocker, but it's definitely something to think about if that's something that you may be interested in. If you like shooting more than finishing, you could definitely go that route. We'll go ahead and we'll get in and we'll test this build. And guys, I mean, that another one, the lockdown, that's also a good one because, like I said, he was a pretty solid defender. So having that lockdown would definitely be a good thing to have as well. So for this, guys, we want fearless finisher, giant slayer, of course. And then the other ones, guys, it's really up to you, right? I mean, it depends on how you play the game. So for me personally, guys, I feel like acrobat would be a good one, and then slithery finisher. That's the ones that I like. Now, if you're someone that you like to finish lobs, you may want to put it on Lob City Finisher. You may want to do limitless takeoff. posterizer, things like that. That's really good. And actually, I think that might be the one that I would go with too, is posterizer over slithery. I don't know. Posterizer just seems to be really overpowered. And sometimes I do forget about it because I don't think it was in 21. And so I do forget about that at times. But we're going to do catch and shoot, of course. We're going to do hot zone hunter and limitless spot up. And then for the 8 remaining guys, there's a couple ways that you could go with this. But, me personally, guys, the way that I would do this is I would do blinders, and I would go ahead and put Deadeye on gold, because I feel like that is a really, really good one. Also, guys, if you're someone that you're dribbling a lot, stop and pop may be a good one for you. If you're someone that you like to play in the corners a lot, corner specialist would be good for you. Difficult shots would be good. Chef would be good. It really depends on your play style, right? What works for me, guys, is I really like having corner specialist, and then I do stop and pop on bronze. So it really, again, it depends on you and your style of play, but that's what works for me. Now you do have 9 playmaking badges. I feel like you definitely want to go unpluckable. Space Creator is a good one. And then the next one, guys, if you want to facilitate more from that 2-guard position, you could go bullet passer or needle thread or something like that. But with this build, guys, you're going to be wanting to create your shot and maybe get around the defender and dunk or do a layup, maybe get an open shot, whatever the case may be. So I feel like quick first step is a good one. And then for this, guys, of course, you want to do clamps. Now I feel like Intimidator, you just put that on bronze. You could do Interceptor on gold, or you could do Pickpocket on gold. It's really whichever way that you feel like you would play play this build. If you're someone that you go more for steals while the player's dribbling, I would say go Pickpocket. But if you're someone that you like to play those passing lanes, Interceptor is definitely the way for you to go. There you have it, guys. I feel like this is a really, really good John Starks build. So if that's someone, guys, if you've never seen John Starks play, because he, like I said, he wasn't a well-known player, especially in this day and age, his name's been forgotten, but he was a really, really good player. He's a legend for the Knicks. And he was so fun to watch, guys. He really, really was. He was one of those guys that you always found yourself rooting for him. Like I said, he was hot-headed. He did lose his temper some, and did some things that, he probably should not have done. But like I said, that drive made him the player that he was. So yeah, I mean, if you've never seen him play, guys, go check out his highlights. If you like this video, I would appreciate it if you'd leave a like. And if you enjoy those legends of the game, I would recommend subscribing to the channel, because that's all I focus on. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, night, evening, wherever you are. Have a good one.